Hello everyone! Welcome. Welcome to Sunday Tea with Alona and Aleece. We'd like to continue to start today's episode with our mission statement: to empower women through meaningful conversations and intentional style and lifestyle choices, rebuilding confidence, strengthening self-worth, and helping them to step into their fullest potential. And today's topic, we have our Valentine's Day edition, which is romance without a script.
A lot of us did not inherit a pattern of harmonious relationship, right? Especially in marriage. During dating period, it's different. We try our best. We put a lot of time and effort to make sure that the person, whomever we are attracted to, notices our care and notices our best intentions, right? But as the time goes by, a lot of times we get carried away in daily routines. Job gets in the way sometimes, maybe some daily troubles, kids, whatever comes during those times, it takes us away from the romance part. The things that we used to do for our significant others, we slowly start to shift away from that and fall into the day-to-day operations, not paying attention to how much we miss each other.
The exciting part.
Yeah, they're exciting. I absolutely love Valentine's Day for one particular reason, because it became what was originally had a really good thought became very commercialized. But I still like the fact that Valentine's Day's intention is to bring the moment of happiness, the sparkle in each other's eyes.
I was gonna say, and to really like push that love into this world. We all need it, and it's just like Christmas. The holiday season rolls around, and we have that joy and excitement.
Yes.
And then people forget about it. And if we can actually continue to have the love for each other and the excitement, the romance, it just makes the world a better place.
Definitely, you can see it if you see it in somebody else's eyes, you kind of pick up, you gravitate towards it, and you also reflect that in yourself, and that passes on to other people. So for Valentine's Day, right? I really like the fact that it brings the two people together. It recreates the moment when they first fell in love, and the butterflies flow around, right?
Or the rose petals.
Yes. I'm really glad to speak on my behalf, speak about my relationship with Brian, because we've touched base about him, and then we also talked in previous episodes about how those negative relationships can really affect our being, and it's good to shed some of those off. Well, in my experience, I've had a number of relationships that led me to really celebrate Valentine's every single day. Brian and I don't focus on one day in the year. We take time to admire each other. We take time to celebrate each other every single day when we can. Of course, things still get in the way, but we try to remember that we are the most important things, not the renovation of the house, or not a job, not something else. Yes, those things create the life, but we as human beings are still the most important. And if we don't have us, if we don't have that connection, nothing else matters as much. So let's go over some ways how you can celebrate, whether it's yourself, if you are not in relationships, or if you are, then obviously with your partner.
So we have a list that we've prepared, and to go over just the single person's way of celebrating, as well as people who have coupled, and just in a way of maybe celebrating in a different way this year. Maybe it's you want to spice things up and change what you do, or start a new tradition. So a lot of people might feel uncomfortable being single on a Valentine's Day holiday, but that's okay.
Yeah.
There's tons of ways to celebrate.
And most importantly, to remember, it's not about another person.
Mm-hmm.
It's about you,
Your love.
Your love for yourself. Yes, we can love others, but we also love ourselves.
And I always go by the fact that you can't love another person truly unless you truly love yourself.
Yeah.
So let's start off with maybe romanticizing the ordinary things.
A little perfume.
Lighting candles for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even if it's just takeout. Who cares? Light the candles. Play music while you're getting dressed. Maybe it's, a hype playlist. Maybe it is a romantic playlist. Wearing silk or anything that feels good in your body, or jewelry. Get a little fancy.
Mm-hmm. Or lingerie.
Oh.
Jewelry and silk together.
Oh,
No,
put it
you're
all
killing
together.
it.
Oh, yes. And then maybe buying a new outfit. Maybe going out and doing the thing like you had that one outfit that you had your eye on, and maybe you make that purchase for yourself. And maybe if it's not here for Valentine's Day, at least it will arrive and you'll know that you'll have that fancy number to wear the next time you go out.
As an option, if you are feeling like you don't want to spend the holiday by yourself, how about hosting a little get-together, a party, whether you invite couples or it may be just be some of your single friends. You get to spend some good time with them, interact, get in touch, and enjoy the night.
And maybe meet a new person if they bring their friends along.
You can also call your best friend and see if maybe a best friend and see if maybe a movie is in play. Whether you go to a theater, nothing beats also just a comfy couch with
streaming something on the TV.
Yeah, something you've wanted to see a long time. That's also a great option. And then of course, let's not forget our parents. Even though we love ourselves, we love our best friends and so many other people, but they are also the ones to share Valentine's Day with. So give them a call, invite them to a restaurant, whether it's just your mom or it's your dad or it's a family. Go out, have fun.
And I love saying that love multiplies when it's shared, because it truly does. We talked about how it's that ripple effect. You see it in someone else and you feel it, and then it just multiplies. So a non-traditional thing for couples to do would maybe be doing something slightly uncomfortable on purpose. I feel like I do things uncomfortable, not on purpose.
And quite probably often.
Yes, quite possibly often.
But how about Adam?
Does
he tag along or?
Oh yes, he tags along, but it's more of the witnessing of it. He's like, oh man, I should have got that on camera. But yeah, it's trying to be vulnerable with each other. That really makes that connection, because you've shared that moment and they make the lasting memories. Like, I think I've had more memories in those uncomfortable positions than I have of our actual Valentine's Day dates.
Uh-huh.
I hope that resonates with the other married couples out there.
It does resonate with me, yes.
So maybe taking a class that maybe neither of you feel that you're good at. Could be dance class, art class, a workout class, maybe doing cold plunge, sauna together, get a little steam on, and trying to maybe celebrate each other. I know you were doing your champagne time, as well as maybe trying new food.
Champagne and crickets? Yeah, we did that.
And maybe trying an improv class, acting class for those places around the area. I know that theater is involved in our area, so maybe in where you are living, that is also an option.
Karaoke would be a great one for those of you who don't sing.
Yes, yes. Adam actually just caught me in the shower this morning singing, because it's a usual, but yeah, something that's more public. And then maybe attending a workshop or that's a little bit outside your comfort zone. I know we did a mandala workshop years ago, and it's just something, let's just try something new and support a local business or person. You never know, because also in our area we have a lot of wineries. They have a ton of things going on in the off preparing season. So just keep an eye out for what's happening in your area, because what surprised you, about yourself might also surprise you about your partner.
And a good thing also that you connect on a totally new level, and these uncomfortable moments, you get to talk about them later and get to know each other on a new level. So creates also memories, deeper connection, and laughter. Lots of laughter.
Lots of laughter.
And another thing, if you love your partner, you gotta listen to them. Listening is a key to any great relationship, but also amazing gifts, because you're really paying attention to what they want, what they may not directly tell you what they want, but it's there on their mind and it slips up occasionally. So those are the best surprises, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, Adam and I have both a Amazon cart list.
Okay.
Right? A personal list on Amazon. It's a thing, guys. So a shopping list. You put your things on there, and so he has his own list, I have my own list, and
separate Amazon accounts.
No, same Amazon account.
Okay.
Wish lists.
So
gotcha. You have his list, then my list, and so then we have the home list, like things that we should have around the house. So I could always go into Adam's list and purchase any one of those things, and I'm pretty sure he'd be surprised and very happy. Same on mine.
And would not notice also that it was gone, just probably because there's a few of them.
Yes.
Well, I know that Brian loves golfing, and of course right now in the middle of the winter time, that is something that you can do. As an option, if your husband loves golfing or your girlfriend, get a pass to a golf simulator. Enjoy a couple of hours of just swinging clubs, drinking a cocktail, and talking. Your partner would love that. If you are, for instance, maybe remodeling a house and your bathroom is a complete mess, booking a hotel room seems like a very simple thing, but in those particular moments, there is so much depth to a bathtub full of warm water, soaking water with maybe some rose petals and maybe some champagne and relaxing music and a nice conversation, chocolates, things like that. If you go out for dinner, great. If you do take out, it might be even better. But listen to what your partner's saying, because when they do, that is your key to the most perfect gift that you can do for Valentine's, whether it's a physical gift or it's a intention. Anything that comes from there is going to be your golden key.
And then we have create a couple ritual, and maybe that's not like your one-time date thing, right? It's not where you're like, we're going to go out once a month or once a week or once every 2 weeks. This is a ritual that you guys implement into your daily life. Maybe it's a cup of coffee that you sit down in the morning and just share your thoughts for the day, or maybe from the previous day, cup of tea. And maybe it's a monthly dress up for no apparent reason,
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be fun. You both, maybe if you chose their outfit and they chose yours.
Even better.
Even better.
And especially if you plan something fun, or ugly, or something hilarious, something that person would never wear, but you put it together and you have them try it on.
Love it.
That would be great.
One thing that is a ritual that I'll share with from Adam and myself is that anytime that we're traveling, people might know the term as the passenger princess. And you might think that that's me.
I just found out. And yes, I found out that it's not her.
Yes, of course, he takes care of me. I have my snacks for the car ride. I do my work in the passenger seat. But my work is mainly, I give him a driver's manicure in the car, full blown, one hand at a time, so that by the time we get to our destination, his hands are sparkly, his hands are soft, and so I always pack my manicure my bag so that he is taken care of while we're driving, because also he needs to stay awake. So it's the one thing that I can do, and it's kind of just our ritual. And so he goes, he's driving and he'll put his hand and then he'll switch.
That is something that you're not gonna find in the driver's book.
So yeah,
it's only in the Valentine's book. It's not the driver's booklet.
So instead of being the passenger princess, then maybe you switch up the roles and you make the driver the princess.
And of course, you can spend time together by doing things. Whether it is cooking, you could enjoy spending time in the kitchen creating something that you have not done before. Something more complex, maybe more difficult, more out of your norm. So try that as an option. Or if potentially you have a home project, focus on that. Spending a little bit of time doing something with your hands will open up communication. And then maybe even something doing a little bit more fun. Painting and drawing, but not in your best way. Try a version of your significant other. I bet that's gonna go well.
Oh yeah, 100%.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go on social media, type in, what is it?
Sketch your partner.
Yeah. You'll see some really funny versions. A level of humor is always great.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves it and appreciates it.
Yes.
That's of course if you're in a good relationship. If you're on the bad terms, there are other things
there might be some hurt feelings.
Yes.
But what I love about our list so far and what we're trying to show you is that not everything has to be an investment or a heavy price tag. These things can be very inexpensive, and mainly it is time and love that really matter. So with not having that heavy price tag, maybe you go somewhere quiet instead. Maybe it doesn't have to be somewhere special or an expensive restaurant. It can be a sunrise walk, a sunset walk, with coffee, champagne, maybe even a little picnic, depending on where you're located for weather.
Weather will definitely play a big part into that.
Yes, so planning is key, but that is a thing. It's the plan. It's the intention of making it special. And maybe it's a day or a nighttime drive with your significant other. Obviously, Adam would get a manicure out of it.
On top of a good playlist.
Yes. Yeah. A good cruising playlist. Maybe it's a playlist that you cured just for them or for the theme of Valentine's Day in an example. And maybe it's like the picnic, and maybe it's blankets and cozy stargazing at night. Your choice, but there's a lot of ways to have that romance without any witnesses around. You don't have to post about what you did. You don't have to be in the crowd for people to see someone showering you with love. Love can come in so many different ways.
And how about revisiting your beginning? The journey of how you met. Share those feelings. The joy of meeting, what was going on through your mind. Recreating a date, whether it is your first one or it's just a different special date that you remember or your significant other has attachment to.
I love that. That's a great thing, because I think that recreating that love, like revisiting it. Adam and I actually went to Mackinac Island because we had such a great time on our last time to Mackinac Islands, and so we were like, let's do it again. Let's do it again and just do it a little bit differently, and it was fantastic.
You could also have extra fun if you were to dress up the same way as you did before, or a version of that one. A few years ago, we did a birthday celebration, and the theme was back when you were 18.
Oh my gosh.
So if you've been together for a few years, right? And maybe more than a few, that would be something special for sure. Dressing up as when you were back at the time when you met.
And speaking of the past, we also have to think about the future. So maybe this is a time to design your future together. Maybe it's speaking upon, where do you want to be in the next year, the next 3, 5, 10? Maybe it's this is the time to reevaluate your goals together and really base it in love and what you've accomplished so far. Really celebrating not just the present, but where you could go in the future, and how that future wants to look like. How are you going to get there? How do you want to feel together? And what do you have to currently do now to make that future happen?
And maybe that conversation can start in the morning. You could also focus on the morning rather than evening. Take a slower morning is very meaningful. Maybe you have that conversation, maybe you read a book together, maybe it's a poem or poetry, and you read it either to each other or take turns on chapters. Those are great options to enjoy slower time. No rushing, no pressure, just a slow, enjoyable moment together.
Sounds wonderful.
The handsome job the undertaker had done on his father's face had not blurred in his mind, and all the rest of it was quite clear, including the responsibilities. He had complimented the undertaker. The undertaker had been both proud and smugly pleased. But it was not the undertaker that had given him that last face. The undertaker had only made certain dashingly executed repairs of doubtful artistic merit. The face had been making itself and being made for a long time. It had modeled fast in the last 3 years. It was a good story, but there were still too many people alive for him to write it.
And as a bodywork practitioner, I know that our bodies need some tender loving care. And many of you might not know how to specifically touch your partner in a way that will soothe them, to maybe invite them into the later evening projects and or fun experience.
I hope it's more like fun experience than a project.
Well, we had a lot of conversations. You never know how the day will go. But maybe you need that softness. And so I'm going to show you on Alona a few tips and tricks on how you can melt your partner's body, where we work from the shoulders, even the neck, to relieve all of that tension and stress, down into the arms and the hands, and eventually being able to really connect with each other so that at the end of the day, you can literally be swept off into the romance of love. So for those wanting to know how to touch their partner in ways of being able to connect as well as make them feel good, I'm going to go over the neck and shoulders, into the arm, into the hand. I'm only going to do one side so that you can double it twice and watch it over again at home. But as you can see with Alona, I have her positioned in front of me, seated. I'm kneeling. However you need to do this at home. This could be in bed, on the floor, in front of the couch. But at any point you could have that person, whether they want to wear a top or not, this is going to feel great. You could even do it in their morning ritual for coffee. Making sure that they have no jewelry on. This is going to make sure that you can move and manipulate them really well. As we talk about making sure that our partner is safe as well as receiving well, they also need to communicate to the provider saying whether they want more pressure or less pressure, because that's always going to be different in different areas of the body. So I'll be asking Alona to also give me that feedback, but I've worked on her before, so I kind of know where her pressure point lies. We'll just be working very softly and smoothly to work into the specific areas to relieve stress. So you'll take your left hand, the hand that's opposite to the neck, across to pull into and under the neck, while the same hand to same arm on that side pulls down into the shoulders. And you can even feel their cue of their neck on how far they're willing or able to go. You'll find that resistance point, and then you'll just release and letting them come back. And then you'll move again, separating and pulling the tissue away. Nice and soft, no need to force it. And a good way to also communicate is checking in and asking, Alona, how does that pressure feel for you?
Feels great.
And then you can use the fingers to go a little bit further in, making it not just the palms, and you find the points that go all the way further into the neck. As you enter the body, you also want to exit the body in the same way. So we're not just going in and then out, in and then out. You can see that coming into the body nice and soft, completing the motion, and then moving out of the body soft, completes the sentence. It's a hands-on communication from one person to the next. Moving further into the shoulder, that person could be cued to either rock their head forward or back, or keep moving it subtly, because that will also increase how they feel with the pressure. Taking the thumbs, we move just above the high scap, moving into the shoulder and working all the way up, point by point, down into the shoulder. Nice tender squeeze. And you can use this as a count. So a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that can give you a little tempo to work with. Not only if you find yourself with a tempo, your partner will find that tempo, and their body will soften even more. The shoulder. The shoulder has so much tension, more than we think, because of the constant texting and constant typing that we have in our everyday life. I like to take the hands and palms together as we wrap around the shoulder together. Almost like this nice little clasping of the shoulder. And we can even just make sure that we're not going to nail them with our elbow, but we come in front and we wrap around into interlaced fingers as we work up and down and around that shoulder into the bicep and tricep. How are we feeling, Alona?
Amazing.
Great.
Don't stop. Never stop. When Brian comes home, just pass it to him.
Okay. So then we'll change angles so that you can see a little bit more of the arm, because I don't want you to miss the extension all the way down. So at home, you'll have to position yourself in another way just to make yourself comfortable, not having to work your body too hard to also work your partner's body. We worked from the top of the shoulder and we're moving further into the upper arm. Same thing, you can take the interlacings of the fingers, wrapping them under and around, and the thumbs can come right above. And you just do a gentle squeeze. The backs of the index and middle finger can be the pressure against the thumbs as you work down. So it's really like this, but you really want to make sure that your hand is actively working, but it's really these guys that are doing the work. And obviously it depends on how large those arms are, because my husband's arms are larger than Alona's. So my fingers might not touch, but still this feels divine. We just go up and down maybe 3 or 5 times, because the first time the body initially goes, oh, that feels good, but ooh, ooh. Second time, feels even better. By the 3rd or 4th time, the body is already inviting it and wanting a little bit more.
And if you've done the neck and you're moving to the arm, you've already melted. Everything feels great.
Good. Then we forget about the elbow. The elbow has so much. So we want to support the elbow with the L, the thumb and index, right behind. And we use the hand just to massage, and they kind of do this counter circular motion. So that's just to hold the elbow so it doesn't move the person too much. Otherwise you're going to be moving a lot through. And you hold it, and it just stimulates that joint, the connection of the upper arm to the forearm. And then same thing with the forearm, and all of this can be done with clothes on or off, or clothes off. You can even integrate oils or lotions, whatever seems necessary. Then we use our hands, again, fingers together, and we just think about like rolling dough. And we just roll and press all the way through to the wrist. So the thumbs are on the back, pressing through. And then I like to position myself just slightly so that you can get further in, again, rotating the hands so the thumbs can get further into the arm, into that right spot. So we just move down, and again, the thumbs are just doing circular motions out and down all the way through. Again, completing the circular motion until you finally get to the wrist, and we'll position ourselves again. So as we grab the hand, we scoop it with our fingers, thumbs are on the top. We hold the wrist gently. There's no squeezing right now, we're just holding the wrist gently. And then we just move the wrist softly around in a circular motion. This is just, again, welcoming the body into my hands, allowing Alona's body to be like, hey, we're safe, we're okay. Then we go into squeezing. My fingers are wrapping underneath the thumb and wrapping underneath the main line of the pinky into the palm. We just squeeze and lightly pull out side, essentially rolling her thumb in towards her pinky. And Alona does a lot of things with her hands, much more than the average person with their phone or their computer. So this is probably feeling divine.
Oh, it does. It's hard to talk during these moments.
Yeah, we don't need to talk. No one needs to talk. But then also when you are giving this type of hand massage, touch, love, this can also be a great way to have those hard conversations because it invites a tender communication line. Someone is trying to give love and receive love, and you can have those talks about maybe the future, about your goals, with less stress, literally. We'll turn the hand up, then we'll take our spot hands, and we'll move into between the ring and the middle finger, and between the middle finger and the index, and then between the index and the thumb. The thumbs start to walk from the wrist into the palms. And it's just this nice, soft pulling of the tissue. You can walk across the hand to the thumb, And then you can walk back over to the pinky side. And then you can go from the center and pull out. And as you pull out, you're also putting pressure from the back 2 fingers, 4 fingers, it's your index and your middle finger. That is essentially opening the palm of the hand and stretching the fingers apart. And then you can go in to give every finger a little love right at the base. Again, pulling towards the fingers all the way across the palm and back. And last but not least, I love the gesture of essentially going into grab the thumb, wrapping the hand around. Your other hand wraps underneath. And it's a squeezing motion while you do a nice tender circular motion of the thumb going away from the body. So the hand underneath is squeezing into the palm. Thumb is holding the wrist. And it's this double circular motion of this thumb joint with pressure and squeezing. And last but not least, having the hand or arm underneath a structured so that they're not feeling like they have to hold up their arm. That's another thing. We'll take the hand, interlace, always about connection as well. The other opposite hand, so opposite hand, opposite arm, but essentially the same side of the body. This hand comes around to hold the forearm, and we interlace those fingers to roll out the wrist. As you roll out the wrist, those fingers in between are also squeezing their fingers, so you get that in between finger massage. So you squeeze and roll, squeeze and roll, squeeze and roll. And then you can counter that circular motion. You're trying to make sure that the wrist goes all the way in a circle. Squeeze and roll, squeeze and roll, while the eyes start to roll. And then I always like to take a nice little stretch of the hand. So you're still holding the forearm, the fingers peel back. And you want to have them take a couple breaths so you'll notice the rise and fall of their chest so they can soften into the stretch. And then you slowly release the hand. Again, it's the entering and exiting the body the same way. Pull the arm a little closer. And you can switch hands, whatever feels comfortable for you. I like to do this stretch because then you can also see a little bit better. My hand goes on the top of their hand, holding again the forearm. You take a nice little pressure stretch, fingers downward. We're never just taking the fingers. You need to go to the top of the hand with the joints so that everything gets stretched forward. We got a bite of the lip, folks. And then again, to complete the sentence of this language, this position, I like to grab the hand and we slowly exit the body, guiding the hands. There's no need to rush. We're just guiding. One hand on top of the forearm, and then we're just slowly shaking anything out and completing that sentence. Again, this could just be the end of it, or I like to do strokes. Strokes are also known as petting, but this is a way to kind of let everything go from the top to the bottom. So you're just saying, you're okay, everything is good. And again, if you do this as a ritual in the morning, this could be the signal of, hey, it's done. I'm done on this side. I'm going to the other side. And when I'm done, you'll know. So sometimes those signals of the body, when you know it's done, it just makes it easier on the person rather than going, is that it? And I always like to put the person back to where they were so they can feel complete. And then also just honoring that person and saying, I love you. Thank you for letting me touch you.
I love you too.
And that is our just small intro of being able to touch the body and tender loving care for your partner. Repeat on side 2. So Alona, how do we feel?
I feel great. Let's not go into the reviews right now or details. Stick around. And now let's just close this episode with me thanking you for sticking around. Thank you for joining us, folks. And we'll see you next time at our Sunday tea for the episode of Confidence and Character, a conversation with Brian.
See you there.
See you there, folks.
Cheers.
Valentine's. Valentine's.